How to get over a breakup. Now, this video is for all the bros out there that have gotten their hearts crushed. Of all ages, honestly, young, older, all that kind of stuff. This video is gonna this video is gonna be your one-stop shop to get over any breakup going forward. And you might watch it one day, and you might get your heart broken in the future, come back and watch it again. It'll answer everything for you, man. So there's so much to cover in this video. We're gonna have to go through it in little chunks. Just bear with me, watch till the very end. And the more you watch this video, the more it's gonna make sense, the more times you get broken up with too, right? Okay. If you like content like this, guys, if you find this kind of stuff helpful, scroll down, hit the subscribe button in case this video brought value to you, okay? Now, okay, in order to discuss breakups, you have to discuss the actual relationship first. And I'm not talking about what led to the end of the relationship. We're not talking about that. I'm talking about the girl in particular that you dated, right? And women have the natural proclivity to, just bear with me, this is important, okay? Women have the natural proclivity to enter a man's frame that she really likes, right? And so let's say, for example, a girl really likes you. You'll notice that they tend to adopt your verbiage. They tend to adopt your, like, mannerisms and, like, how you stand. They mirror you, right? They really like you, so they mirror you. If you really like cookies and ice cream, they're gonna all of a sudden magically love cookies and ice cream, right? If they are, the best example of this is, I'm sure you guys have maybe even encountered this one, but let's say you're not like a straight arrow, but you're also not a degenerate. You don't do drugs, you don't alcohol, you don't smoke weed, that kind of stuff, right? You meet this girl, maybe at like the club or something, and she does smoke weed or she does do drugs. Well, when she starts dating you, all of a sudden those things don't really interest her anymore. It's the same mechanism where they don't want to tell you how many partners they've been with, because basically what's happening there is they are molding themselves like clay into what they think you want because they like you. It's a double-edged sword because it can come off as being very deceiving, but it comes from a good place, right? So the reason why this is important for a breakup, especially, let's say you've spent, and also you'll do the same thing to her too. You'll pick up some of her mannerisms. Try to be conscious of that, right? So when you look back on your relationship that ended, you want to think about the mannerisms that you guys cultivated together, your inside jokes, the things that you came to adore together, right? That's what you remember. This is key. Now pay attention, okay? That girl, okay, so you know how there's like a human baseline? Let's say this girl's baseline is, another great example is her hanging out with her ex-boyfriends and you not liking that, and she'll stop all of a sudden, right? So a girl has a baseline. She hangs out with her ex-boyfriends and she drinks once a week, smokes weed once a week. Let's just say that's her objective baseline, right? She meets you, she adopts your frame, she cuts out all the exes, she stops smoking weed, and she stops doing alcohol. Because that's what you want, so she's doing what you want, right? She's adopting your frame. Now, that girl in an adopted frame isn't exactly at her baseline, is she? She's half of her baseline and half of yours. It's kind of like our spirits are one now. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I know it's dumb to say that, but it's like, you really try to conceptualize this, okay? And this is all subconscious. People don't know they do this shit, right? This is why it's gonna help you get over breakups easier, man. Just trust me and bear with me here, okay? When you see this and when you understand this, you can't unsee it, and it really makes you cherish the moment a lot more, and it also makes you cherish memories a lot more, rather than the things that you missed out on, or the things that you think you missed out on. So you guys are half of each other's baselines, right? Now, as long as she likes, this is key what I'm about to say here, okay? This is key. Listen. As long as she likes you, adores you, or loves you, as long as she's in your frame, she will be like, oh yeah, alcohol sucks. I don't like alcohol. She'll say what you want, and she will brainwash herself into believing it. She will. She'll actually believe it. She's like, oh yeah, I don't know why those other girls hang out with their ex-boyfriends. She'll believe it. Okay? That's why it didn't pick up on your red flag sensors. Because she could have passed a lie detector test. Because women are creatures of how they feel in the moment. So when she says that in the moment, she means it, right? Now, what happens when you break up? Or what, not when you break up, but it's more of a slow boil, right? But what happens when she starts coming out of your frame a little bit? She starts shit testing you over the long haul. She turns you into a beta, and she literally just starts hating you for some reason. And all the while you're ignorant to all this kind of stuff, or all this crazy shit happening in her head. So what happens is, instead of both of your baselines being 50-50 now, she's going back slowly to her baseline without you. Key. And we're going to explain what this means when you find the next partner, okay? She's slowly going back to her baseline as she hates you, or leaves your frame more and more and starts disliking you. Her baseline, it's gonna start small, and you're gonna let it go for the sake of the relationship. She's gonna text one of her ex-boyfriends, and she's gonna, nothing crazy, and if you call her out on it, you're gonna be crazy, right? She's gonna be like, oh yeah, we were catching up because it's his birthday, or something fucking stupid. It's so toxic with these. Again, they're not aware. It's so toxic, but they're not aware of it, okay? She goes for a drink with her girlfriends or her gal pals. Guys, please listen to me on this. If you start seeing this shit in your relationship, do not let it go. Get her back in your frame or you're fucked, okay? This is how it starts. She goes for drinks with her girlfriend once. She wants to see how you react. Slowly going back to her baseline. Then, 2 or 3 years, 4 years, 5 years down the road, she's back at her baseline now. She is no longer in your frame, and you are not now 50-50 of each other anymore. But this is usually when a guy will pick this up, but he'll be like, why is she being crazy? What the hell is going on here? And here's the thing. She's being a different version of herself. The version of herself before she entered your frame. It's not the same girl. It's not the same girl, brother. You have to understand this. It's like, imagine that girl. Okay, here's the best way to put it. You take the same girl and you put her in Africa, and she's growing up poor and starving, right? Or some weird shit. You take her, you put her in Orange County, California, in a rich family. It's literally the same girl, but the environment that she was in will make her change her survival mechanisms, her personality. Everything about her is different, but it's the same girl. Do you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with relationships and frames and guys. When she was dating you, she was in Africa. You met her in Africa. That's her baseline. You brought her over halfway to Orange County. So the girl now is like an Idaho girl or something like that. She's in the middle now. That's a different person. It's an entirely different person. You bring her back to Africa. Okay, here's what happens. First of all, you have to understand, the girl that broke up with you or the girl at the breakup at the end is a different one than the one that has half of your frame. It's a completely different soul, dude. It's a difference. She doesn't want your soul anymore, okay? So this is critical to understand. Now, what ends up happening when she actually leaves your frame and she's back to her baseline? This is a bomb right here. All the things she did for you to enter your frame is now villainized and hated. She did them for you. Listen, oh, he didn't want me doing alcohol and drugs. He controlled me. He didn't want me texting my exes. He's so insecure. It's like, can you tell I speak from experience here? It's like, bitch, you did those things for me. I didn't ask you to do those. I didn't ask you to do that shit. What the hell, right? I don't fucking care. You're the villain. And why do they do that? They do that, and here's what, here, they don't understand this shit, dude. Women do not see this shit. So when they say shit like, I need to find myself, what they're talking about is they're trying to find their baseline again. Because here's what happens, it's critical to try and date a girl at her baseline and love her at her baseline. That's so critical. That's for another video, maybe we'll talk about that. The farther away they have to go from their baseline, like if you're dating a heroin addict and she just falls in love with you, getting her away from her heroin, it's too far of a jump from her baseline, man. You know what I'm saying? That shit's gonna kill you, dude. So anyway, she did all that stuff for you. She left her baseline, merged with yours because she liked you so much, she entered your frame. And then when she's like, a lot of the time they'll say things like, I don't even know who I am anymore, or I need to find, these are all like synonyms, or these are things that they're trying to express how they feel, but they don't know how to verbalize it. What they're actually saying is like, I've entered this man's frame for such a long time that I'm almost like 100% his frame, and it's not 50-50 anymore, or I miss how I used to be, or I miss being at my baseline. So they're gonna try to like rip themselves away from your frame and get back to where they were before. Do you know what I'm saying? And here's the thing. With the whole exes, the alcohol, the drugs, and all that stuff, objectively speaking, her removing all that stuff is actually good for her, and they know what's good for them. Like a heroin junkie knows that heroin isn't good for them, right? So when they want to pull away from your frame and they villainize you like that, that's the only way that they can do it while being able to sleep at night. Because think about it for a second. It's like he's controlling. He doesn't want me drinking on the weekends with my girls. And then she's like, well, drinking with my girls every weekend really isn't the smartest thing anyway. I should be doing something more productive. They know. But if she frames it in her own head as you were putting her down as the controlling man, she's gonna self mentally mind fuck herself into like rebelling against your frame and going back and drinking. And then she's not gonna feel guilty because it's your fault. They call this an RAS flip, right? And then you see all this shit happen, brother. And you're like, I don't know what to do. So anyway, how do you get over this? This is kind of like that last 15 minutes there. You have to understand what this mechanism actually is to get over the breakup, right? And it doesn't make it easy, man. It just makes it so you understand what's actually happening, right? And when it does give you a sense of relief a little bit, because back to the Africa and the Orange County thing. If a girl decides, you have to think about it this way. If a girl decides after like 2 or 3 years or whatever, that she wants to be back to who she used to be and she doesn't want to enter your frame anymore, or she's villainizing you for the things that she did voluntarily. You have to understand, man, that soul that's talking to you, that person is not the same girl. Or another way to put it, this is so critical, man. You know how they say you are the 5 people you hang out with? So even that includes content creators too, man. So like, I'm sure if you watch me a lot of the time, you've probably picked up some of my mannerisms subconsciously that you don't know, right? I've picked up mannerisms from content creators that I watch too. You're the 5 people that you hang out with, right? So if you hang out with 5 drug dealers, you're gonna be the 6th. If you hang out with 5 fat dudes, you're gonna be the 6th, right? If you hang out with 5 Dungeons and Dragons basement dwellers, you're gonna be the 6th, right? It doesn't, you put yourself in that position, right? Are you a different human in every one of those contexts? Religion is another one, right? You're a Christian, you're a Muslim, you're a Buddhist. You can literally flip these religions on a yearly basis, depending on which one you believe in at the time of believing it, right? You're like, you read the Quran one day and you're like, damn, I think I want to be Muslim now. So you are the same structure of atoms as a human, but you're a different person. Believe it or not, man, you are a totally different person. So back to the whole girl thing. You started dating a Christian girl, or she was atheist when you met her. You brought her over to Christianity. Now she entered your frame 50-50. Basically, the memories that you have with that girl are her as a Christian girl. You're dating a Christian girl. You're dating a Christian girl named Betty. She leaves your frame and she goes and now she enters Buddhism or something like that. Buddhist Betty is not the same. That's funny. Buddhist Betty is not the same girl as Christian Betty. If you put a mask and you removed the face away from that collection of atoms, the human body, I want to say, completely different person. And this happens with friends too, man. I mean, real talk for a second, just to deviate. I had, bro, it's fucking heartbreaking, man. This is killing me. I used to have this one female friend that used to be well, she is, but she's a lesbian. Actually, I don't think she even is, but she's scared of men, right? And through the pandemic and through my ex-marriage and all that stuff, I didn't get a chance to hang out with her very much. We reconnected this last year, and it was like a 7-year time skip. So that's another great way to think about your breakup as well, right? Think of it as a time skip. And this is my example to you, right? So I met this my old friend. She used to be my best friend, brother. We got along on everything. We agreed on all points. We defended each other against other people's gossip. She was just like a good person, dude. She was just a solid fucking chick. And I kind of made her trust men again by not being a fucking weirdo. Do you know what I'm saying? 7 years goes by. This girl has been completely brainwashed by the leftist ideology. Because during that time, you are the 5 people you hang out with. She hung out with leftist ideology lesbians that entire time. So we hang out. I'm like, you're not the same girl. Dude, I wanted to fucking cry about this shit. This is just a normal friend that I had too. I'm like, I saw the death of my friend. She's gone. That soul is not there anymore. The woke ideology has completely destroyed the friend that I had. She's gone, brother. She's gone. It's the same thing with relationships. When she breaks up with you, the girl that you knew is gone. And it's like, you can never get them back. It's gone. That's that girl here. And this, remember how I said at the beginning of the video, it makes you appreciate the moment a lot more. When you see this shit enough times in your life, because I'm 40 years old, I've seen this shit so much in my lifetime, dude, that like, if you're younger, listen to me. Appreciate this shit, okay? That snapshot in time you have with that girl is all you're entitled to. That snapshot, that second that you're with her. The second she walks out that door, her soul could be corrupted by something else, and she can come back to you a completely different person. Do you understand what I'm saying here? So, getting over a breakup isn't actually getting over the person that broke your heart. It's accepting that the person that you knew is dead now. They're gone. You're never gonna see them again. That's the fucking heartbreaking thing, dude. Who cares about some dumb bitch, right? She wants to exit your frame and go do drugs or just do some... She wants to go fuck 10 dicks or whatever. Who cares? You're heartbroken because of that soul that you shared with, man. She just like evaporated in fucking thin air, and you're just never gonna see her again. Now, the relieving part of it is, this is gonna happen to you over and over and over and over and over. It's gonna keep fucking happening to you, dude. And you're gonna be like, so there is no forever. There is none. Forever with one person doesn't exist. Because in 2026, man, again, we'll talk about why it's important to date somebody where you accept them at their baseline and they don't have to shift very much. It's tough, dude. I have a couple of tactics for that one. Make sure you subscribe so I share in the next video the tactics for that one. But anyway, that's the heartbreaking thing, man. I saw my friend there after 7 years. I'm like, she's gone. That's it. She's gone. I have to accept that I'm never getting that girl back now. That friend is gone. The girlfriend that you had, the one that's at the club every weekend now, sucking a bunch of dicks, that's not your girlfriend, dude. That's not the same soul. It's the same body of atoms, but there's some external corruption that's screwing over her brain. And it's not, so what is there exactly to be grieving over? What are you getting over? It's not, dude, it's literally not any different than like your dog dying or your family member dying. You have to think about it as a death. You can't, when somebody passes away, you can't get them back, bro. That's it. You're only entitled to that snapshot in time with them. There's nothing to get over. I hope that actually helps you move on from this shit. And here's the thing. Okay, not all doom and gloom, okay? But here's the thing. When you come to understand this, it makes you look forward to new experiences with new girls. Because think about it. Meeting a fresh new soul and merge it. I know we're talking about soul, but soul is synonym for frame, right? When you meet another girl with a frame and you have a frame and you merge together, that shit's the best, man. That's the most fun. Because like you're learning about each other, you're seeing how the puzzle pieces fit, and then the next time you go through this, you're gonna appreciate the moment a lot more. Because you're gonna be like, damn, this girl that I'm with right now, our souls are 50-50 right now, and it's fucking awesome. And she could walk out that door tomorrow, and that person could be dead. I mean, physically and metaphorically. Like, she could get hit by a bus too, right? I mean, how would you get over the death of your girlfriend? You would have to move on eventually somehow, right? Life goes on. So just think about it like that. It's not the same person, man. So you meet the new girl, you meet new friends, so just because that girl, my old friend there of 7 years, just because that girl is dead, she can't take away the memories that I have of the good times together. She can never take that away. I cherish those, man. I had the best fucking, dude, you wanna know what's crazy about that shit? She won't even remember, dude, I'm talking about my friend here. She won't remember the memories that we had of each other. That's how fucking deep. We used to have we've been friends for like a decade. We used to have inside jokes. And when I would bring up those inside jokes, she would literally say, I never said those things. I'm like, what? And because her new ideology wouldn't accept the fact that she did say those things. She's gone, dude. She's fucking gone. Her memories got erased. It's a bot. It's like, it's a fucking AI, dude. It's like, what are you upset about, brother? You're upset that your AI bot got reprogrammed by something else? It's kind of fucking ridiculous, right? That's what humans are. There's nothing to get over. She's a bot that she lost your programming and she got programmed by something else. Oh no, oops, go program another girl and try again, dude. Find the joy in programming people and you just leave them better than you found them. Because they're gonna RAS flip and they're gonna, you're gonna be going through this shit 10 times in your life, 20 times, over and over and over. And it does make it hard to fall in love with people, knowing they can be reprogrammed like that. But again, you just want to love them when you're with them in that moment. And then you find a whole new meaning to the word love and longevity and spending time with somebody. It's actually a beautiful thing, man. When you come out the other end of this, when you come out the other end of this tunnel, where you're latching onto the body of atoms, don't latch on to that. Just remember the soul that used to be and move on, dude. It's over. Don't forget, if you want to talk more about the baseline thing and the tactics to find them and all that kind of shit, scroll down, hit that subscribe button, and hopefully this video gets to help you to get over that girl that broke your heart. Because that's not the girl that broke your heart, man. That ain't the same girl. The girl that you loved wasn't the one that broke your heart. Remember that. It's this new fucked up version. That's the one that broke your heart. All right, guys. Later.